Welcome back to 35KY Sports. It is your guy Murph.
It's your boy Al, the real man of BBN.
So last week, the NBA, I mean, it's so entertaining, man. The NBA just has a great product. And the first thing that I want to ask you guys is about LeBron James and his 57-point performance over the Washington Bullets, as Matt would say, the Washington Wizards. The Cavs end up winning 130-22. Was coming off about like a 3 or 4 game losing streak, so they really needed the game. And LeBron comes out and just cooks.
Man, it was a big time effort and performance. They really needed it as far as early statement games in the season, if there's ever such a thing in such a long NBA season.
Right.
But sitting at 3-5, and if you go to the scenario if the playoffs were to start today, they wouldn't be in the playoffs.
Right.
It ain't where you need to be. Like, we got to write this thing and write this now, and not develop bad habits and start getting some of these wins. And to get that performance and get it on the road and win that kind of game was a big time by LeBron.
The timing was perfect. With the narrative was Cleveland struggling, what's going on, he needs help and this and that. Then just as Murph pointed out, that happened against my beloved Bullets. Which Raul got hurt in that game, hurt his shoulder, the x-rays was negative, but to see that happen with 57 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, that's the LeBron that we want to see sometimes. And it catapulted him into be second in the NBA in scoring now behind Giannis. So it was a good game. To me, I'm not one of them that's worried about Cleveland. I know LeBron, and I know at the end of the day when the season ends, it's kind of like how I look at the Kentucky fan. Beginning of the year, go be rough. But by the end of the year, that product come tournament time, playoff time, is not going to be the same Cleveland team.
So you don't think Cavs fans should be worried? I mean, you trying to implement all these new pieces. It seemed like they showed some clip of Wade on what's it called? Undisputed website. I forgot what and he's just like in the bed, like, yeah, we're gonna get it together. I'm just trying to find my role. You got Derrick Rose. IT still ain't back.
Tristan Thompson injury this week. I just think
Jay Crowder,
long term, it kind of just it hurts the Cavs where when you look at who the measuring stick is, which is the Golden State Warriors, and the continuity that they're playing with all their guys out there, and the unselfishness and the identity they already have, and then you look at the Cavs, and they're not playing team defense. They have a poor roster that's been put together when you look at the age to make it through this regular season.
Terrible.
Like, to make it, they don't have a roster to even get them to.
That's what I was going to say.
To get them to the finish line.
You saying they need to be looking at Golden State. And I'm more like, are they going to get past the East? Because the Celtics,
look at the Celtics once, even after the Hayward injury,
they still
them young dudes have rallied around.
Jason Tatum went at Carmelo early in the week. And he gave Melo all he could ask for when they played the Thunder. That just goes to show you, like, Jaylen Brown is another stud out there. Rozier balled the other day.
Rozier's been hooping, man. He had 10 fourth quarter points against the Spurs this week. And did it in a flurry where, like, Pop had to take a timeout. It was one of them. It was like, whoa. Like, Terry had a nice little moment right there for real. And you can just see the young guys are vibing with Kyrie as their leader. They accepted him as the 25-year-old leader of the team, best player. And Kyrie, it's kind of scary the way he's playing. He's only averaging 22 points. Like, and he's taking less shots than last year, fewer minutes. And they now have a trade exception that the league granted them for the Gordon Hayward injury this year. An $8 million trade exception. Along with the assets. Man, if they can make a move,
that might have been a blessing in disguise right there.
If they can make a move, possibly. I'm just throwing names out there: Okafor or Cousins. Get a player like that, Jahlil Okafor from Philly, who's not playing.
He's not happy at all.
He's got the Duke connection with Kyrie and Tatum. Maybe he kind of fits. He kind of fits the.
He's a big town guy. He's a big town guy. Yeah, it seemed like.
But what Coach Brad Stevens is working with well is young guys that are coming out of college, and developing them well. So I kind of see that, and who knows? Maybe New Orleans throws the towel in because that's just a poorly constructed roster. As good as AD and Cousins are, that's not gonna work.
You think Cousins is a good fit with that system?
I don't think Cousins will be.
Cousins is a talent.
Yeah, he's a hell. I mean, he's the best center in the league. But I think bringing Cousins to a Brad Stevens, because we're seeing one of the next best coach in the making with Brad Stevens. We're seeing it.
It's our generation. He's gonna be
the transition from Butler, like you took Butler to back-to-back, was it fluke to even come into the NBA and change Boston instantly? Because it's the same Boston team that wasn't.
He's a brain backer coach.
That's what Kyrie said.
And this was, I had an argument with some people this week, not an argument, but healthy dialogue back and forth about Tyronn Lue being a coach.
No.
And he's not really even pitting on Brad Stevens, but that's who they'll be facing in the playoffs basically to get to the finals if everything holds the form. And I'm just like, Lue is not that type of coach. He's like, well, he's a leader because he's a point guard.
Lue wasn't even a leader in the NBA.
He has some leadership qualities, but he's basically there as a figurehead on that bench to get along with LeBron James and not really stir the pot too much. At the end of the day, LeBron's calling the shots. That's why Kyrie left. What offense do they run? Because you can't decide what position LeBron James is, and you can't slot him out of position. And he dominates the ball, or you're out of position
Kyrie
with a forward.
LeBron just wasn't a good mix. Talent-wise, they should have, but just how they are.
Staff and just
because Kyrie want to be the man too, and he's down, and you can tell Kyrie, I'm gonna do my thing. You can't tell me.
He looks like he's really enjoying himself.
He looks happy.
He said it this week. Like he been craving for a brainiac for a coach. Shout out to Coach K, since Coach K is the greatest ever, but no, he's not. He's a fraud. But Brad Stevens is a great coach, and he's getting it now. I mean, they're running plays for Kyrie. And Cleveland was give Kyrie the ball, isolation, let Kyrie take his man off.
Man, when they played Milwaukee last week, shout out to them for using that old court.
That was dope. That was dope.
I seen a dope documentary on that court. Yeah, man. I mean, he cooked the Milwaukee. I mean,
I saw him play.
But Kyrie got to be one of the best dribblers of all time.
The handle's sick.
Gotta be.
He's there. He's there.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something else, but dribblers, I get.
Yeah, dribblers.
Him and Jamal Crawford for our generation, like them two.
Jamal Crawford, beast, God.
While we on the NBA, I gotta shout out Donovan Mitchell in the week he's having. The man's averaging 25 over his last 5 games
his career high
off the bench too. He's really balling. I can't say it could. You never know, injuries and stuff, but I ain't gonna say rookie of the year.
I was going to say like dude's a sleeper for rookie of the year.
But
the way he's
if it stays on course and everything, guys got, hell, Utah will be a playoff team.
Right.
They can.
That's one of them perfect situations. Perfect player. Like they probably got the biggest. That's who got the biggest steal of the draft. Because people knew Donovan Mitchell was good. Some Louisville fans I know didn't think he was this good. I think they were just more so to get him to come back. But
drinking the Kool-Aid, trying to tell people. That was insane.
Dude is a stud, and in a few years he's gonna be.
We was talking about it off air. I mean, shit, he even came back last year.
Come on, right?
I mean, for his first
sophomore year was cool.
It helped him fix some things in the show that
he really locked that jumper in. Yeah. He didn't have that 3-ball before his sophomore year.
And you got to think he came off the bench as a freshman, so you got to see him at the marquee. But that Kentucky game his freshman year is when I really knew, like, dude's alright. I won't say he had like 11 points, but it was the way he was the only one on the Louisville team that showed he was supposed to be on that court. So it's not a shot.
He's shooting 38% from 3 over his last 5. He dropped 28 and 6 on Portland and Damian Lillard with a win. this week. I mean, and that's the comparison you give him is Damian Lillard. And I saw Lillard struggling to check him on some pick and rolls. Chasing behind him.
And he's quick.
And his body, like that body he's got is deceptively different than, you know, it's a real deal league body. He's long and physical, big ass feet, you know, like high jumper with a motor.
Any play.
They got a special guy out there in Utah.
For real. It's better for him with Exum being hurt too. The stars are lining for him. The ball
perfect timing for him.
Perfect spot.
Proud of Donovan Mitchell, man.
Yeah, they ain't gonna miss Gordon Hayward too long. They ain't gonna miss him too long.
Nah, he's gonna flourish
with Rudy Gobert in the middle, blocking shots. You got a Donovan Mitchell. Rubio's playing good ball. They've let Rubio. They pretty much cut Rubio loose, and he's playing best ball of his career.
This look like the Rubio from the Olympics, the one that hyped everybody. They was like, "Oh, he's really good." This is what Rubio look. Rubio, and Rodney Hood. Him and Rodney Hood to go give them enough scoring anyway.
And then you throw in what Mitchell's giving him. He's averaging 15. If he can average 15,
that's now.
Yeah. If he can average 15 throughout the year, which is capable, because they have the shots obviously there for him.
That's going up.
Yeah,
that's going up.
Like they have the shots in the offense for him. So that's
going up, man. That's good for Spider, man. Good kid. It's
the first Louisville Cardinal we've had stars.
In a while.
You know, to make this much early buzz and shit.
I had a stat the other week that it was like the first time since like 90s.
It's something new.
It was a stat I seen.
And the crazy thing is, he's playing at Utah like Griff playing. So just the
actually
correlation.
Better though.
I mean, I'm just saying, just the thing. They both come from Louisville, go to the same pro team. Just man, I'm just the person who I've been just talking about all week, man. Is Giannis, man. Like, I really think he's gonna be. He's the future of the NBA.
He's the second best point guard now.
I'm top dog. Like
he's it.
Real, man. He's making some moves, man, where he's coming off the dribble. He came. Was that on KD the other night? I think. Oh man, like he's the future of the NBA. And the one thing that really impressed me about Giannis is I saw something on Bleacher Report where they said after every game, if they lose, well, even if they win, but if they lose, then he goes back. He mimics every play.
He stays
that he messed up on, and he watches it, then goes to the gym, mimics the same plays, works on it, and he stays there till like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, I seen that too.
And he also had a comment which, you know, it sparked me into in today's world and social media. Everybody lives so fast. Everybody just wants, you know, everything now.
Yeah.
He said that he don't think he would be the player he would be if he played in Miami or LA or New York.
I think that's a huge thing. I think that's an intangible help.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And being able to just lock into the basketball, the NBA lifestyle is harder now.
Yeah.
But to be in
those cities,
and to be in a major sports city, and with all the other off the court stuff that goes on, and you don't get a lot of talk about that. But to be in a city like Utah, Milwaukee, where you can just
chill and focus.
Yeah. There's not all the media and extra stuff going on. You can just go play basketball and work on your craft after practice with it. That's why guys in I think that's one of the reasons Westbrook has stayed in OKC. I mean, he made, he's made this his home now.
It's nothing.
There's nothing to do, but it allows him to be the player he is.
Be him.
Because that's a tough balance in those mega cities and trying to be a star, man. It takes special guys to do, and to be
not broke like that.
And not only that, but to develop in there too. I mean, that's one thing to get traded to him, and you're the player you are now.
Right.
You've
but
seen
to start out,
and go through the growing stages, it'll break
especially
a lot of guys.
Today's that social media world where you in Miami,
that was one of the things I hated for D'Angelo Russell when the Lakers took him. I was just like,
LA was the worst pick. Worst.
It's LA, the city.
Yeah, the city. I told him the type of person that he is.
They
showed.
It really
get engulfed in that.
It really kind of. And then what that franchise the Lakers were going through at the time, that transition didn't help them, going through coaches in multiple years, Kobe leaving, just that whole regime.
But he was a perfect replacement to lose Kobe.
Not Kobe, but
I'm just saying
I just think him personally as a growth as a person and a ball player, it was just a terrible spot for him. And I mean, he's in New York now, but Brooklyn is not the spotlight on Brooklyn, so he can kind of just go about his business.
And he's balling.
And show that he is really a good player, but I really think that really does affect a lot of these guys, the markets that they go to, and just all the off the court stuff you can get to. Like some guys are born for it and they can handle it, and they have those type personalities.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have did that Nick Young thing, he would have still been in LA. They just show, because what happens in Hollywood is totally different everywhere else. So it always show you run your mouth and snitch and stuff. So, but it's a great thing in the NBA. Since we stay on it, I want to give a shout out to Darius Miller. He hit 3 threes the other night and 11 points with the win in overtime versus. It's just in my head. I can't even think, but it was a great game. And on the year, the stats of our Big Blue Nation players in the NBA: DeMarcus Cousins, 28 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists so far. Davis, 27 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Booker, 23 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Wild, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 10 assists. And Karl Towns, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks. There's other players balling, but those guys is top 10 statistically in the NBA right now, with Cousins in like 4 of the top 6 major categories right now in the NBA. He's balling. If y'all really, I understand what you're saying about New Orleans. New Orleans is crazy. If you really haven't watched the Pelicans play, DeMarcus Cousins is legitimately the point guard of that team. He getting the ball, he's breaking it down, setting it up, and him and Cousins is balling down there. Yeah, I mean him and Towns.
This roster's not much.
That roster's terrible.
I mean, you got the 4 and 5 having to do everything.
Everything.
I mean, they let Josh Smith back in the league.
I saw that on Instagram last night. I said, Josh Smith is back in the league?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm a Josh fan, but we didn't.
I'm saying,
did you realize that he was gone for a year? He was in China last year.
I knew he was gone, but I was like, damn, I haven't heard or seen, anything from Josh Smith in a while.
They've got some.
Yeah, but I was like, that's that Rondo connection right there.
Yeah, Jameer Nelson's there, they've got a makeshift roster, and you're never gonna win a championship. And you're never gonna be able to get people to come there and attract it.
Just trying to get the playoffs.
Yeah, because who's still trying to go live in there?
Nah, it's crazy.
Yeah, nobody's trying to
it's crazy.
Them dudes probably got to live an hour away from the city. Literally, for real.
So it's great. Anthony Davis is bossy. He played in Chicago over the weekend. Had a huge game going back to his hometown. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the
he look good in that red and black, man.
Yeah. Come on back home. Come on back home, AD.
They both of them need to go on to the Bullets, man, and build a Kentucky team. Build an all-Kentucky team.
That'll be cold. That'll
be freaky.
Yeah. And I can see that happening, too. They would do that. So you can actually find all the NBA news, videos, all different types of information and content on our social media pages on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Shout out to everybody that's following us out there. We appreciate y'all listening and following 35th Kentucky 35 KY Sports. Let's take a quick break, fellas. When we come back, hey, college basketball season is here.
Yes, sir.
Louisville played their last game against Kentucky Wesleyan, and also UK, man, Big Blue Nation, they opened up and played against Center. So we're going to definitely talk about those games. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with 35 KY Sports. Welcome back to 35 KY Sports. It's your guy Murph. We got Al, the real man of BBN. So the Louisville Cardinals last week, they opened up their exhibition season and they played Kentucky Wesleyan. They ended up blasting Wesleyan 101 to 64. So, it's an exhibition game. You're playing,
inferior competition.
Yeah. But what did you see? What improvements did you see from some of the some of the older cats on the team, and what did you see from some of the newcomers?
It was a good first outing. They came out and did what you want to see a team do. That's got that type of size advantage and competition level, and they really put it on. Wesleyan early on, and ran off from him, and that's what you got to do, man. You can get 20 wins easily if you beat the people you're supposed to beat in college basketball. Rick's made a killing off of that over his 15-year career. So as long as we're able to take care of business versus teams we're supposed to in that type of fashion, that's what I call it. You see a bum, slap a bum. So you beat the bum, you good. But Monday night when they played Wesleyan, he rolled with the starting five. You had Snyder, Spalding, Adele, King, and I'm missing somebody in there. Snyder, Adele, King, Spalding, and Honest. So that was just starting five, and they came out and they shared the ball. Honest, he looked much more comfortable in the offense. Adele, he was playing both ends of the floor. He had quite a few steals and breakaway dunks. And King looked a bit pressing, finding his rhythm. But everybody
kind of looked the same way of last year.
I wouldn't say that. He's gonna be in a new role this year, right, with Donovan gone and him in the starting lineup, and he's the one trying to find his role because the other guys all started last year. So he is the one who is trying to find his role.
It seems like to me, he, playing under David, he would be able to play a little bit more free. Like he doesn't have as much.
But you got that he's the youngest and most inexperienced of that group, so it's to be expected. And he's the one that his role is going to change the most of all these other players on the team. So he's kind of got the most on his back. He's trying to get him out of there. He wants to be a 2-and-done. He's the only All-American on the team.
Right.
So. And you definitely ain't trying to come back to Louisville for a junior year under the midst of this scandal. So he's got to get it done. And he put the work in this summer, too. So it's a bit pressing for him to kind of get it going early and establish himself. But outside of that, which I think King will get it going because it's nothing but minutes there for him to catch his swag. But Sutton looked good off the bench. And he came in mysteriously for some reason. Padgett didn't play him a whole lot of minutes. So I don't know if he's just comfortable with him and he wants to, get a look at some other guys.
Right.
But one philosophy I did like that I saw from Padgett, which so many times in the Rick Pitino era we didn't see, was taking advantage of a matchup like this, the early season games, and getting your young guys minutes. And getting players minutes.
One player that I'm excited about for this season is Darius Perry. What Perry look like?
Man, Perry looked good. Both ends of the floor, as far as just being able to pressure the other team's guard, pushing the ball. So I enjoyed Perry. I just like what Padgett's, the kind of philosophy he went with, getting guys minutes. That's what you need early on in the year. That's what Cal has lived off of so long is. It's not what year they are. It's the amount of minutes you can get these guys
early. Yeah.
Right.
It's the minutes you can get these guys.
What did you see from some of the vets like Honest and Q?
Q. Those are going to be the two steady hands on the team this year. Honest and Q. Those are who we're going to lean on for their experience and kind of just be the rocks on the team. If we can get steady play from them. As far as, Q with assists and turnovers and giving us some outside perimeter shooting. And Honest, as much as we look forward, Honest to score, we need you to rebound.
Right.
We need you to rebound and try to block every shot that comes in that lane, which he does a good job at, protecting the rim and block attempts. But that's what we need from them, those two. And let the other guys, let them get it. Because I see Adele, Spalding, and King really being tough for any team to deal with on pretty much any given night. Between those three, somebody's gonna have a mismatch, somebody that can't handle them, and that's where I just saw from early on from a David Padgett team. I'm anxious to see them more. They got to turn the defense up, but unselfishness. This team looks like they really enjoy playing with each other. They are a jump shooting, 3-point shooting team that we haven't seen the likes of at Louisville. Like even the young guys get it up. Like I saw Malik Williams and Ward. They didn't have a great game, but you didn't see any hesitation in them pulling the trigger, which is what you want to see. Game one, exhibition game one. If he's taking that shot now in November,
February, it's gonna be long. Yeah.
I mean, that's tough to guard from a 6'10" who, as soon as he catches, he's in action, ready to shoot.
But the thing
not to be
is,
pulled out.
who's gonna be down there to rebound though? If he is taking those, because if he comes in, he's gonna be the 5 9 times out of 10 right now. So, but that's a good thing. I was gonna ask you when you was talking about Q and Honest and them being consistent and everything. What would be your magic number, as in assists, points and assists for Q and points and rebounds for Honest, for you to feel Louisville can reach its peak and potential? Because y'all got everything else, as you said.
I feel like if Q can average around 13, magic number 13 to 15 points.
They should be able to.
Yeah.
Magic number and shoot a high free throw percentage and 3-point percentage. Which, you know, if he's averaging 15, that means he's had some 20-point nights.
Yeah.
And assists, 6 to 7 assists a night, average.
So good seeing you.
Honest, don't need as many points from Honest. A solid 10 to 12 from Honest average, and honestly, we need him to average 8 rebounds.
Yeah,
we need him to average 8 rebounds.
He can get 8 rebounds. He's good.
And a 2-block average at least.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
and you can see that from him.
Yeah.
He's got the potential to do it.
And you know, the 2 blocks isn't gonna count all of the other shots that
He go alter.
alter at the rim.
So as from what you've seen so far, who do you think is gonna be our leading scorer?
It'll be Adele to start the year off by far. Cause he's the one that got he's wired to score. He's got the nose for it. He's the least hesitant of all of them to put the shot up, put the ball up.
His team.
Yeah, I mean, this is his year, man. Expect Adele to have a big year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing at a different speed now. He's comfortable and he knows what he's doing. He's not thinking about it much.
First team all ACC.
He could have that type of ACC stacked, but he could have that kind of performance. I mean, the numbers. I mean, the shots. The numbers are there, and he's got the eye of the tiger. You know, it's time to go get paid. He sniffed those little NBA workouts this year, and it's time to go get paid.
The light is there.
I see him.
He's the one
He has
that
the potential.
he's the one that the Rick Fire and Lisa affects. You know, he's immune to that.
Yeah.
Like as far as I think it helps a lot of the other guys.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Especially the young guys will have a longer leash and won't get the hook so quick and get a chance to
like
develop.
Malik and Nora, you know.
Yeah, Malik Williams and War are actually going to get a chance to play and not play.
I about to say, Malik wouldn't be playing under Patino. No, we already see he don't have what Patino.
If he would have threw up a couple of those threes and they didn't go in,
but I mean, the kid's strength is his shooting at this stage of the game.
Right.
So play off of it. And I mean, put him in his minutes and tell your guards and tell people, get him shots. There's no point. At Louisville with Rick Pitino, Malik Williams would have been on the floor not getting shots.
Honestly, if he stretches, that opens the lane. But you know, you may have to play him with another big guy. Let him be the stretch forward. I'm sorry he's 6'11", 7 foot, whatever, but let him be the stretch forward.
I think it works though, because you compare him with Honest. Because Honest isn't much of a, I mean, Honest can handle the ball on the perimeter, but he's not shooting perimeter shots. Neither is Spalding for real.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
if
Spalding past the free throw line extended pretty much is Spalding's range. But he can actually stretch it out to
utilize
the
him, and you don't have that stretch forward in the rotation.
I'm gonna tell you this, even though, which is not out of question either. Lance Thomas, he's not scared to shoot either. He comes in the game, he's not tripping on taking a 3. Like he's not scared to shoot either. So with all of the bigs not hesitant to shoot, their makeup is completely different than Ray and Honest as far as, you know, they provide more, even though they're all tall and thin body wise, but style of play, you know, Ray's a pogo stick. I saw him dunk on a couple of heads. Ray had a nice game. After he had a couple missed layups in the early part, but after he woke up and like, let me finish this on these little dudes, man. He had some really nice plays which you've been wanting to see from Ray.
So we'll get to see a lot more this week. They face Bellarmine on Tuesday, so
that'll be a tougher match.
Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty.
Bellarmine played Cincinnati this week. They played them
and Freedom Hall. I was wondering how that went.
It didn't go good for him in Cincinnati.
No, I'm just talking about that too. They said Scotty Davenport said on his radio show last week that this is Mick Cronin's one of his best teams.
Yeah,
Probably the best team he's had.
Legit this year, so.
But Bellarmine was expecting the city to come out and to support, Bellarmine program at Freedom Hall. I'm not sure.
I didn't hear about it.
I saw some pictures from it.
Okay, good.
It was decently.
But here's the thing.
It might have had more people than the Derby All-Star game.
Freedom Hall's not comfortable though.
Yeah, it's not.
Like the seating is terrible.
I'm gonna keep it real though. What we need to do, especially with the young, we need to go ahead. They need to go ahead and renovate Freedom Hall. It doesn't need to. It doesn't have to let them use. It doesn't have to be
Young Center.
It doesn't have to be 18,000, but we can make it smaller. Venue intimate, since the Louisville Gardens is never coming back.
Yeah, so
let's make Freedom smaller, more intimate venue. You've already got the old little boxes where, the little VIP boxes already in place.
Yeah, all you gotta do is remodel those.
Yeah.
That's it.
All you're really doing is cleaning up around the
Cleaning it
floor.
up.
Polishing it up.
Because it ain't that bad in there still.
It's still one of the best arenas ever,
the
man.
Fern Creek Aspire there.
Yeah, I would have been dope.
I feel like that's the move to make, man, right now with Freedom Hall, and especially where you saw them go back to the Mecca in Milwaukee, seeing them play an old school game there. Where I almost now like shit. Louisville needs to play a game there. I know they won't give up the money at the Yum.
I just got the Yum.
But I'm saying, as far as a throwback game,
they need
play a game in Freedom Hall yearly.
At least
you know what that
is what I'm saying.
So much
arena's there.
It's so much that has to be done because people are gonna complain about.
They can complain, but it's for the nostalgia. It ain't about that. It ain't.
But you don't have enough boxes. There's not enough.
But you got to think of the people now after being at the Yum Center.
That's spoiled.
Yeah, that's what it is. You go to the Yum Center, you
those
like
boosters,
this.
man. It would be dope though. That would be dope.
But the only reason I'm saying updated is because you can get a tournament game in there and play on their own home floor.
16 sometimes too.
That too.
Yeah,
so I mean, and just open it up for a lot of other basketball events and stuff to go on in that venue. Because I mean, everything ain't 22,000. Yum Center's 22,000. Everything ain't 22. Right. And when you got Freedom Hall, what I believe it historically held, 18 to 20, somewhere in that range.
18.
If you got that, you cut out 5,000 seats.
That's
and clean it up and make it where it's a 10 to 15,000 seats.
And the city could utilize that for so much.
Yeah,
so much.
And then you don't have the scheduling conflicts that you have with the Yum Center. Because everything can't get in the Yum. And everything's not Yum. Doesn't need to be in the Yum Center.
Material. Some stuff is it's Freedom Hall material. So also the Wildcats, they opened up their exhibition season and they played Moorhead actually last week, and then they also played Center. Yeah. What did you see from your Cats, man? What are you excited about after these two games?
Actually it's the third game. The first exhibition was Thomas More the Friday before. But
shout out my little buddy Ralph, man. Played for Thomas More, man.
He probably was the only one out there hooping. But I like the makeup of his team. It's not one superstar, but it's like we got a few studs, but it's a whole collective of really, really good players. And against we beat Moorhead 92-67. But the game that I really was looking for, because that was a close scrim, was the Center game, because Center was supposed to be able to stretch the floor with us and to see how big men guarded them little guys. And, we was led by Gabriel. He had 20 points, 9 rebounds. Quade Green, who most Kentucky fans don't think is going to start. But, he had 18 points, 5 assists, and once again, no turnovers. And that's good for an exhibition being a freshman, but the player to look out for is Kevin Knox. He got that Duranish to him, and overall as a team, I really, they said we couldn't shoot this year, but on the season, Kentucky shooting 41% from 3. So first 3 exhibition games, it really don't count, but to see it like this early, we putting up 100 easy, where usually our teams would still struggle these games.
I think Knox is going to be,
Knox is the truth.
Knox is the one for y'all this year. I mean, between him and Hamadou, I think you got a real strong 1-2 in that. PJ Washington, another good strong option that'll be there for him. And then you're you got your guards.
Gabriel balling. That's the one to be a sophomore. He's looking like what you want your sophomore to look like. If you're a top 15 player and you come back for your second year, we want to see that you don't show us videos of you putting in work, and then when it comes time for game time, you're not putting in work. But he literally is putting in work, and through 3 exhibition games, he averaging 12 points, 8 rebounds, shooting 45% from 3, which is what we need for him. Because as you said, with Louisville, Kentucky also can stretch the floor. Everybody that's going to play can shoot the 3 besides Nick Richards. So with him, all we going to do is throw up oops to him. He's 7 foot with a 7'6" wingspan and like a 35-inch vertical. But we are
the defense. What's the defense looking like right now? I mean, I know it's early and still installing and getting the principles down.
We long. This will probably be his most pressing team. But the best time his defense looked was when he plays zone. Mm-hmm. Only because you have the zone. You have Shai Alexander and Hamidou Diallo out there as your guard. Then you throw Knox, Washington, and Gabriel. That's 6'9", 6'6", well 6'7", 6'10". Washington has a 7'6" wingspan at 6'7", so it's just real long. But it's gonna be how critiquing is good right now. They still don't understand how to play the whole 32 seconds of a shot clock. Yeah, they still get beat, which is what you expect from freshmen because they don't do that in high school. They don't pay attention to that. But by March, this may be his most dangerous team only because there's so many weapons. It ain't just De'Aaron Fox and Malik.
I ain't gonna lie, what you just brought up was one of the things I'm kind of excited about with Paget this year. We don't have the 15 years of tendencies that teams are able to game plan for with Louisville this year. Right. Where if you look at 15, 30 years of a coach, you're kind of somewhat able to game plan. As great as Rick Pitino is, it was easy to prepare for. It was a template. It was easy to prepare for. So if you give someone else these studs, which is what he's got thoroughbreds.
He do.
And it's going to be interesting to see the tweaks and the twerks, what they're able to do. Just kind of touching on that note, and it's kind of what Cal the flip of the roster every year. Cal's kind of allowed to do is because they're hard to game plan for because. Everything's emerging is throughout the year, and young guys are getting to play, and somebody might not have found their swag in November. We've seen it happen to where come January, February, always one of those freshmen are looking different from the start of the year to the second half. One freshman always each year.
Take Gabriel last year. The beginning of the season, he looked like that stud. He had like 15 rebounds versus Louisville, so he looked like the stud in the second half of the season. Where like from the SEC tournament to the NCAA tournament, he was only playing like 1 to 2 minutes a game, so he looked good. Then he fell off, so it goes both ways. But if we lose more than 4 games this year, I'm gonna be highly disappointed.
The big game coming up for them is against Kansas. What do you think they do against Kansas?
Beat Kansas.
Is that who they open with them?
No, that's the second game, third game of the season. It's third game of the season. We go beat them. Even though they know Kansas, they got Dante Graham back, which he's a tough little guard, and Malik Newman. Calipari prepares for studs of other teams. So Malik Newman and Billy Preston, we want to see what they go do against studs that's just as good as them. I'm projecting a win.
Okay.
So our first loss.
At Kansas looked good and they look open. Shout out to Frankie Vision. I saw a cut on his page this week. Frankie doing views and Billy Preston on the break. Oh my goodness.
He ain't gonna do it on us though. He ain't gonna do it on us.
All right, the young guys. I mean, the cream of the crop, the top tier of freshmen that came in this year. Billy Preston and what's my guy at Missouri?
That Michael Porter they had versus Kansas.
Yeah.
Michael Porter put 30 on Kansas. Like he's a totally different
DeAndre Ayton at Arizona.
Yeah. 30 and 15 his game. Marvin Bagley at Duke. It's studs this year. Duke. I'm put it out here like it's college fans out there. If Coach Krzyzewski does not go undefeated with this Duke team and win the championship, he should be viewed as a fraud. This is what the team he has this year and the players he has this year on that Duke team. If he doesn't win it at all,
we all know there's a good likelihood that they don't.
Yeah, they probably won't, but Marvin Bagley's the truth. Everybody talking about Porter and DeAndre Ayton's the truth too, because very seldom do you get a 7-footer that can jump 37 inches. And he look like a grown man out there. Like if you watch the Arizona highlight, he at the highlight from what I seen between him, Bagley, and Porter, he looks like the best player out of all three of them at this point. It's studs this year.
So man, kind of switching it up. Let's talk a little high school football. Rondell Moore ended up being selected to the Army All-American game, man. So shout out to him, man.
That means you legit. You get to that, no offense to Under Armour, but you get to that U.S. Army All-American game, that means you're one of the best high school players in the country. So shout out to him, and I wish you won Texas. I wish it was the other Nike school in Big Blue Nation, but we can use you. But, Mo, you know, you going to go down there and shine at the Longhorn State.
Man, shout out, props off to that young man, because he's definitely getting his due right now. Army All-American, man. Had the presentation this weekend. That's dope for him. Trinity's still alive in the playoffs. So, you know.
They're going to win it.
Yeah, more than likely.
They're going to win it. They got too much. He's going to be what Quick was supposed to be. No disrespect to James Quick, but I think he's going only because he's leaving the state. He probably come back like every other recruit do and go to Louisville and ball out, but but I think he has the highest potential as of now to lead the state and succeed.
So we definitely gonna see. I also want to ask y'all's opinion on this week. News came out that the NCAA has cleared Brian Bowen, and that he can go ahead and reinstate back into the program.
No, but see, that was kind of misleading because it's that the NCAA didn't find nothing on him, but now Louisville has to do their own due diligence and investigation. They can't just flat out play him. He's not cleared. He's not cleared. The way that tweet was put out was worded wrong. Yeah, it was very misleading. He's not cleared to actually 100% play.
No,
but
nothing has been decided.
Yeah, but he has been
as far as playing.
Basically, he's cleared, but maybe they still investigating his parents and everything, you know. So, but yeah, Louisville fans, don't get y'all hopes up. Y'all should want to stay away from it because just 3 weeks ago y'all didn't want him, but now he can play. Y'all want him.
It's tricky, man. It is like you for the kid, you don't. But it is, and he's not necessarily like an NBA dominant prospect. So if he doesn't get to play and develop, he's not that kind of guy that he's just gonna be able to put his name in the draft. That would derail his career. He needs college basketball.
He needs
not necessarily.
Yes, he does.
If he's top 13, he's
top 13 what?
He's ranked where Terrence Ferguson was ranked lower than him, and Terrence Ferguson got drafted after going overseas and sitting out.
He's not overseas. He's right here.
But I'm saying but I mean he's working out with DA. But what I'm saying is, if he still put in the work and train, because Ferguson wasn't playing that much over there overseas.
Like Al said, he needs college basketball.
Ferguson was a different level prospect, though, as far as just athleticism and what he brought to the table. This is two different level prospects. This was a guy who was going to benefit from playing under Rick Pitino and highlighted in the system because of the strength around that team.
Y'all was just saying he was a bum and didn't want it.
I didn't say nothing about the dude being a bum.
Y'all called him a bum, man.
Nobody's ever seen him play.
And we seen him play. I'm just saying, if I'm a fan, like Louisville fan, it shows with the culture of the school anyway. There is a win at all costs. Y'all don't care if it's illegal or against the rules or not. Y'all just want to win, baby, win. As you always say, Al, win, baby, win. But at the same sense, like,
isn't that all that matters in sports?
Is the win.
Now, not if it's gonna be tainted.
Isn't that all that matters in sports?
Not if it's gonna be tainted.
What? To switch it up, we don't ever talk a lot of boxing on here. Did y'all catch the match over the weekend with Deontay Wilder against Berman Starburn? Man, like, I mean, dude talk shit at the press conference like, whoop your ass, man.
Wilder's a savage.
You know this fight reminded me of Roy Jones. Who was it? Roy Jones. He didn't lose, but because Roy Jones hit him when the bell rung and he was down, and they said that he beat Roy Jones. He gave the belt to dude. The dude was running it all the time. Then the second time they fought, Roy Jones smashed him within a minute of the fight. It was the same thing. Like, I watched that press conference. For one, no offense, but when I'm looking at the way and I'm like, dude, you're not even in shape. Like, you don't even look like you ready. No, you don't look. You look like they found a strong dude off the street and said, "Here, come fight."
What's Don King still out here getting checks?
Right. What's going on in the heavyweight division? I mean, no disrespect to Wilder. Wilder looks, he looks like an animal. But I mean, come on, when have you ever seen a dude come across the ring punching like that at somebody? That was wild as hell. He came off so aggressive.
No offense to Wilder, but had he fought the Tyson and in that era with Holyfield, he wasn't.
That was not boxing. What he did.
And then he hit the spin move on it, came back and
I ain't never see. That was like some street stuff. The way he came and do it. That reminded me in the club fight.
it was a club fight between a Haitian and a street dude. But that dude was the only dude that Wilder hasn't knocked out. So that messed up his 100% knockout rate. So that's why dude was talking smash. So Wilder knocked him out. And now he got to fight the Joshua dude.
Since we talk about fights, I gotta highlight this, man. I don't know if y'all remember bringing the name, but Greg Hardy. I saw this.
Yeah, he won his UFC fight.
He started his UFC. He's in the low ranks. Like he's fighting. It looked like he's fighting in a garage.
But he won his first.
He won his first fight in 36 seconds. And pummeled the dude. And
it's cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and he said he's about to take it serious. And he said he's trying to go all the way to the top to the UFC. And you put an athlete like that,
people knowing, and with Conor McGregor kind of not trying to mess with the UFC, but said, like he said, I want pure partnership. I'm not coming back unless I get 50.
UFC.
So they need that name to build it back
up.
That's
big for Dana White because he'll go get him sooner than later.
Yeah,
because he's already got a name brand, and the other guys.
He had to bring St. Pierre. Their main bout this year was St. Pierre versus Michael.
Because right now they had a transition because the John Jones, Lesnar, GSP, all these guys are kind of. The time's moving past them. You need some new blood in UFC right now, and Hardy could be big.
Hardy could do it if he lives up to it. Yeah, bring that impact like Brock Lesnar did when he came over.
So a lot going on in sports, man. Just make sure that you guys are following 35th Kentucky on all social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Make sure that you are actually subscribing to the podcast on iTunes, checking us out on SoundCloud. Also, make sure that you catch us on YouTube. We got some content up that you need to go check out. We got the footage from us going to Fern Creek and chopping it up with their players, and also Coach Schuler. Man, just some great content on there, man. So definitely check us out. Subscribe to the show on YouTube as well, man. So it's dope, man.
Sports coverage, man. We really be out here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So also, man, where a lot of people ask like, where can they follow y'all on social media, man?
Man, on IG you can find me at FAO Kicks. And that's pretty much what I use to promote is on IG.
The Real Matter BBN on Facebook is where I do the little promoting that I do with Kentucky and everything. That's where you can reach out to me if you want to reach out to me. I get to you eventually.
Yeah, man, you can follow me at Code in the Clutch on IG, and also make sure that if you have any questions or anything going on out there where you do want to get in contact with 35KY Sports, reach out to us at Gmail, 35kysports@gmail.com. So man, it seems like sports is just really in a good groove right now. You got college football, college basketball's here. The NBA is just man. As far as just entertainment right now, it's a great product right now.
NFL keeps taking hits.
Keeps on taking.
Lost Watson this week. A
Papa John's blaming his pizza sales on the NFL.
Yeah, as you can see, we don't even spend no time on the NFL because right now there is such a disarray.
But it ain't us that's not buying it. It's them other people that's offended by what's going on at the NFL. The white fans that's offended by what's going on in the NFL because Papa John's promoted. I'm not gonna buy Papa John. Most black people got mad because he said he's blaming the NFL, but they didn't see the bigger picture. Like it wasn't. It's because of the players kneeling, but it's because of them white fans that's really mad about.
That's what the bottom line is.
Because black people can't. Papa John's one of the most expensive pizzas out there, so we don't really. For real.
Shout out to the founder of Little Caesars, man. Found out some dope information about him. He ended up paying Rosa Parks rep for like years and years.
And he
Man.
invests in the colleges, and
That's dope.
he gives back to, you know what I'm saying, the black community and everything. He don't promote it, he don't put it out there.
Oh man, so yeah, everybody go out there support Little Caesar, man. F Papa John's, man. They pizza ain't even like that anyway. It's alright.
I beg to differ.
It's alright. It's alright, but it ain't like, oh my God.
But I'm gonna tell you this though, one thing that with all the Papa John's controversy, you know, we kind of in a bubble because it's the home base for Papa John's here, and we just kind of force fed it, and it's good.
Yeah.
Whatever. We might have the best Papa John's. Yeah, we might have the best Papa John's. But around the country, the reputation for the pizza
It's horrible.
I found that out this weekend.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
I mean,
People don't F with
Charlemagne, they shitted on Papa John's. For real.
But you got that like Charlemagne. I can understand New York pizza's kind of different.
Right.
But he from the South though.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, besides Kentucky, everybody else's opinion on Papa John's is terrible.
It's terrible.
But maybe we grew
But
up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just think
it's here.
every Tuesday for lunch, you have Papa John's.
So you look for we kind of ingrained.
Yeah. It's like Kentucky Fried Chicken but pizza, you know.
Yeah. But there's people around the country that like KFC though.
Yeah.
So they can have it.
There's some people that really like KFC.
Andy's, Popeyes, Chicken King.
Because you got to think around the country, not every spot is blessed with as many chicken spots as we have here. We don't, you know, they don't have it. They don't have an Indies everywhere. They don't have a King's. You know, that's rooted because of KFC here. So
So this great coverage and great content, man. Definitely on everything that we putting out there. Any final words, fellas?
We own it. November 17th. Aspire versus Fern Creek at Old
sir.
Mill.
Yes, sir.
Brought to you by Sports Mix Live.
And 35KY.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the building.
Yes.
We giving, you know, shouts there. It's gonna be a loaded event, man, for the culture. They doing it, and I think it's gonna be a great event. Charles Bassey will be playing that night for Aspire Academy. And, defending 6 region champions, Fern Creek, start their quest back from state. The game won't count against their record, but they're gonna take it as serious as, you know, the state championship. They got both squads got something to prove. Fern Creek wants to see measuring stick if they can. I'm sure the kids see if they can play with these type of caliber players and size of players.
Than what they
you know,
used
and Aspire, you know, they're welcome to the Ville kind of. If they come out and put on a show, man, they got a chance to really, you know, take a stronghold of you know, prep basketball here in the state of Kentucky and Louisville. And I think you know, both teams are gonna put on a heck of a show, and the product's gonna be there. I
want to see the impact Aspire can have in the future if they do succeed. So say like our kids coming up.
I mean, that's why I wanted the real deal to support them.
Yeah,
man. They
you
get
know,
the support
like,
from the community, because what they doing and opportunities
it's
they get
grow.
And what they bring into our city.
Because at the end of the day, people can talk about them as much as they want. Whatever, basketball factory, you call them whatever you want. But at the end of the day, he's got Jeremy Kipman's head coach over there. He's got 12 to 14 players, all of them who are on their way to college, and they are serious about the path they want to go playing basketball, and they're taking the steps right there, and that can't be done. People take it, you know, seeing kids who go down the wrong path and how many options you have out here. We can't knock that. Some kids who are that serious about what they want to do with their life and want to play prep basketball and be dedicated to the game like this. If they were doing anything else, nobody else would say nothing. But you got, and most of these kids we've been homeschooled, have crazy high GPAs, international students. International students who are known for being smart. And I mean, these kids at the schools that they're looking at, I mean, these are, you know, good schools. I mean, they had a kid that's going to Cal. So these kids obviously have their academics first, which you have to be if you're gonna go to a prep school. This isn't a school that they're taking just anything. They're taking guys who are on a path to college. So you gotta take your hat off anybody that's helping young men.
And it's go help the other players around the city get.
People better get behind that and ride that wave right now, because that brand is gonna be growing, man. Aspire, they're doing some great things over there. So, and definitely shout out to them for, you know, connecting with us and giving us an opportunity.
Yeah, we rock with them, man. Aspire basketball, man. For real. So November 17th we'll be out. They actually, Old Mill is where the game is. They actually open up play this week Their actually first regular season game as far will be out at DeSales at 7 o'clock on, I guess it'll be Wednesday night. And they play a team from Georgia, another academy.
All-Star Academy.
Yeah, so that'll be the first chance to see Bassy. I'm planning on going out there Wednesday night. So, you know, we got to support them, man. These young men and people doing positive, man, giving people opportunities. We can't knock that.
Right.
People knock what they can't understand, but this is giving opportunities, man. I wish there was a prep school when I was around. You know, and not even for me, but for other guys that were from,
that was legit
that needed that opportunity and outlet.
Russell and Rondo wouldn't have had to go to Oak Hill and Mount Verde. They would have had to aspire
right here, right in the city,
to get better like that. So
it's dope what they doing over there, man.
It would have been. It's a dope thing.
Shout out Sports Mix Live too, man. They doing some great things also. Man, before we cut out, wanted to shout out Frankie Vision, man. Got 1 million views this week
on the ball video.
Man,
ball brother. He's turning it up, man. That's what's up, man.
That's dope, man.
Eastern Eagle, man. Just let you know it's a bunch of great Eagles out
there. The culture's growing, man. So
I shout out my football Cardinals too. I know this was a bye week. We didn't really speak on them too much. They needed a bye on everybody resting and
that bye.
Yeah, right. But the staff is on the road recruiting, so they stand at it. It's big time right now as far as college football recruiting because. This early signing period, season's winding down, so guys are kind of, taking a look at the schools and taking visits and really kind of trimming their lists and getting a wandering eye on some of the commitments. So we're trying to hold on to commitments as well as shoring up the class. So shout out Hassan Hall, former Syracuse committed running back from the state of Georgia, man. So the state of Georgia's been fruitful to us again. 3-star running back kid, can really run. 5'11", 190-pound run, athlete. Yeah, so he's an athlete. He can run. He actually play both sides of the ball. He can play on defense, so he may not even play running back if the need is on the defensive side of the ball. And they picked up a 2019 quarterback commit, kid out of Memphis, man. So a dual threat. They say he's more of a pocket passer. He's known as a pro style. But Jaden Johnson, kid from Memphis, 6'2", 208. So they're still recruiting and going hard, and hopefully they can finish the season strong, man, with a little more